Hey there. Every now and then one comes across a new fountain pen brand, and sometimes that's a disappointment, but at other times it can be really, really nice. And recently I had one of the latter experiences when I found out about the brand called Laban. I'll just pronounce it sort of the French way. Apparently this is a Taiwanese brand, so I'm not sure whether it should be Laban or whatever. I'll just pronounce it Laban, L-A-B-A-N, and I think this is a very interesting brand. And if you're not familiar with it, do some research and see if you can find any of their pens somewhere, because this is pretty good stuff. Okay, I'll talk about the one I got. Came in this mysterious black box. In the black box is another black box. There's also this international guarantee in the description of Laban in Japanese, for example, but in other languages as well. You know, this kind of booklet, standard filling instructions, etc. Open up the second black box and you'll find a black sheath, which is kind of cool. This is one of the boxes that opens up and you should be able to put the guarantee in the box, but for some reason that didn't seem to fit for me. So look at this. Isn't that cool? You get the sheath, you see this nice Laban logo on there. It feels like velvet. I would be surprised if it actually is velvet, but it does feel nice. It comes with these little ropes. You can actually close it up, a sort of pen pouch. I thought this was brilliant. And then out comes the pen. Now this is a beauty of what? I had to identify this online in the catalog of the brand, and unfortunately I was unable to find what material is used for the pen body. Whoops! Apparently it can take a bit of a push because I just dropped it and it's still in one part. I'm not sure. It could be resin, but it is marble. It looks nice, I think. Also feels a little bit like celluloid, but considering the price, I'm not sure whether it could be. It wasn't such an expensive pen. In fact, I got it 50% off because it was a deal. Let's cover the pen. First of all, just look at the overall shape. Isn't that cool? I thought it was Italian. I didn't associate this with a Taiwanese pen. Nothing wrong with Asian pens. But when I look at Pilot design or Platinum design, and then I look at this, it's fairly different. So I know that Pilot and Platinum aren't Taiwanese, by the way, but you know, Asian pens versus Western pens. It's not meant in any bad way, but I think this is, to me, this looks more like a European-made pen, or perhaps a US-made pen than an Asian pen. In any case, let's cover the pen. First of all, at the top of the cap is this nice medal-like thing, which you probably cannot see very well because of the light, but it has a stylized L on there, and it has a type of the laurel leaves, you know, like the crown that Caesar wore. That's the logo of the brand. It's inlaid and it looks very nice. You get the clip. The clip has some nice detail on it. It has this sort of wave-like thing, and it's some nice symbols, which actually look a bit like Sanskrit symbols. But maybe I'm wrong. The clip works pretty tight, but it works. Overall, a fluted design with this sort of relief thing going on there. Smooth to the touch, a nice metal band there. The barrel A nice metal band here between the barrel and the cap. And let's look at the nib. The nib is a nice and I think fairly beautiful two-tone. I'm not sure about the material. It is a broad. It says Laban and it says iridium. Now, I have no reason to doubt it's iridium. I would be surprised if the stuff on there is actual gold plating. But maybe it is, who knows? It doesn't say anything about it. I couldn't find it on the website. So if you're really familiar with these pens, please let me know. I'd be interested. It's a broad nib, but it's not as broad as you might expect. It is an Asian pen, so I would say this is a good medium width. The grip section, nicely tapered, has a bit of an edge there, so that your fingers won't slip. Pleasant to hold, and overall I would say good size. You can post it. Now, a slight issue is that if you do, the cap doesn't really click in place or anything, so it's a bit loose, so be careful, because I'm sure that if I swing it around like this, the cap will fly off. If you do post it, you get a very nicely sized pen, as you can see here. Sometimes I post it, sometimes I don't. Depends a little bit on my mood. Overall, when it comes to the nib is very smooth. I was surprised by its smoothness. It really rivals some more expensive pens I have. No skipping, no startup problems, just fine. The pen takes cartridges, standard international cartridges, but of course a pen like this should be used with a converter, I think. The converter I got in the shop is actually by Diplomat, so apparently we're talking about a standard connection. Makes sense, it takes international cartridges, so why not an international converter? And it works just fine. It's in there fairly tightly, won't come out very easily. Just a standard, plunger, piston-like converter. So that works really well. I really like this design. The colors are nice, not too flashy, but still nice, vibrant. I really enjoy that. So, I would say this is a well-made, very nice and classy looking pen. I'm not sure whether all of you will agree, but I'd love to hear your comments. Good stuff. So in other words, don't be afraid to buy a pen of a brand you're not familiar with, especially if it's not one of the big players. I mean, you can be pretty sure that if you buy a Montblanc or if you buy some big brand stuff, it's probably going to be okay. But where's the sport in that, right? This is something I'd never heard of before. I was very pleasantly surprised, and I have a beautiful pen for a ridiculously low amount of money. It really wasn't that expensive, and it rivals some of my more expensive pens. So, try it out, I would say. Now, I will give you a writing sample to show you that it's really as awesome as I just told you it is, and that's it. So I hope this was useful, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye! Okay, writing with one of my new best friends, the Laban Scepter. I'll post it for now. Here we have Laban Scepter, and the ink is spearmint from Private Reserve. Okay. How does it write? Very, very smoothly. Now, as you can see, this is a broad nib, but I don't think it's that broad. I've seen broad nibs that are considerably broader. But then again, it is an Asian pen, and generally speaking, Asian nibs are a bit finer than the nibs you would see in a Western pen. Okay. As you can see, the pen lays down a nice even patch of ink there. So that's a good sign. It can write under no pressure. I just hold it with my thumb and index finger. I just allow it to use its own weight to write, and as you can see, it does so perfectly well. Good feed. You can write quickly. I'm not trying to be legible there, but the feed just keeps up with the writing. When it comes to flexing, well, that's quite some pressure. There isn't that much flexing going on. So you may be able to push the nib a little bit, but I really think this part is iridium and not gold. Maybe it's stainless steel. I'm not absolutely sure what the entire nib is made of, but it doesn't really open up extremely widely. So I don't push it with this pen. I don't want to spring the nib, but there you have it. Okay, so in all, I like this pen a lot. Good size, good weight, good nib. So that's it. I hope this was useful. Try out this brand, sample it if you've not already done so. I thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.